Hello folks, and welcome back to the third video here. We are going to move on to this next part of the worksheet where we are going to use the shape builder and alignment and play around with a couple things here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with this X. So I'm going to do the rectangle tool, and let's go ahead and zoom in here. Let's get a little bit closer. And I'm going to start with this X. So I'm going to actually take and make a rectangle. It's going to force me to put it vertical or horizontal. It doesn't really matter which way, but let's make it about the size we think it needs to be. Let's take that and go ahead and move that over there. And now remember, if you go to the corner, you see that kind of cursor change to that curved arrow. And I can rotate this freely, but if I hold down the Shift key, that Shift key is going to lock it into those nice 45-degree increments for me. So I'm going to lock that into 45 and let go of Shift and then take that over there. It doesn't need to be exact, but I can, now manipulate and resize this a little bit right there. So that's about the size that I want. And now how do I get that next one? I could start fresh and I can make another rectangle, but I don't know if I'm going to make it the same size. So there's a couple other things that we can do. The easiest thing here I can probably do is just copy and paste or duplicate. So I can either do Control-C, Control-V, and paste it, or again, remember if you hold down that Alt key and drag with your selection tool, you get a copy. So I have the exact same one now. I just want to flip this. So I'm going to go to the corner and again, grab that corner. And if I hold down that Shift key, I'm going to be able to go back over and get the opposite angle, which is what I want on that. So I'm going to give that a try. And now I have two overlapping rectangles. And what I want to do is I want to get these lined up properly. So I'm going to zoom in here real close. And you'll notice those little pink lines popping up, and it will try and help you get it centered. So I can see, ooh, right there, I see the word center popping up, and I know I'm in the right spot. But you can also, if I select both of these items, even if they're not lined up properly, I'm going to drag my cursor over, select both, and I'm going to go right over here to my Align palette, and I can click on Align this way, and I can see those two red dots are almost lined up. But now I need to click on this one, which is my vertical align, and boom, once I hit those two, I can get them locked and loaded, and they are perfectly aligned right there. Okay, so next step is we are going to use the Shape Builder tool. So that is this tool right over here. It looks kind of like two overlapping circles with an arrow. So I'm going to click on that, but I want to show you something first because a lot of people make this mistake. I'm going to deselect, and they click on the Shape Builder, and then they're like, well, it's just giving me the no symbol, like I can't use it. That's because you need to actually tell the shape builder what shapes you are working with. So I'm going to select both of these. I want this rectangle and this one. So I can either shift click or drag over and select those. Select my shape builder. And now the way the shape builder works is you see these kind of gray areas popping up, and it's going to default as I click and drag, it's going to let me combine together any overlapping parts that I want. So if I want to combine those, I just basically drag over, and now I've combined all of those parts into one single piece, which is pretty cool. So I now have a single shape, and I can, of course, hold down my Alt key to double check that it is a shape. I'm going to go ahead and flip that, Shift X, and there we go. I've flipped that over, and I can see that that did work perfectly. So let's give that one more try here. Let's try another one. Let's try, I bet you could figure out how to do these with the ellipse tool. So I'm going to go over this one. It's a little bit more, whoops, still had that selected. Let's go over this keyhole shape. Let's give this one a try. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to take my ellipse tool. I'm going to make my circle. Hold down Shift, get a nice perfect circle there. V for selection tool, get that lined up about there. Go back, polygon tool, click once, and I want a triangle, 3 sides. And there we go, way bigger than I need it. And for this one, I'm not holding down Shift because I am just trying to kind of get this lined up about where I want this here. So I'm just grabbing this and kind of resizing until I get approximately the proportion. And again, it doesn't have to be exact, but this looks pretty close. I'm going to use my alignment trick again. So I'm going to select both of those, and then I'm going to go over here and make sure that I align this way and that nudges them. Now I don't want to do this one. Watch what happens if I do this on here. It's going to push that up. It's going to align the center points then on this, and that's not really what I want for this one. So this one, I just want them aligned, you know, kind of on those horizontal centers. I always think of that as vertical, but, you know, technically you're aligning those horizontal center points of those. So that's all I need. And I'm going to go back to my shape builder. Remember, both shapes are selected, and I can now drag this over the parts that I want to merge, and there we go. It merges them all into one piece. Really pretty easy. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing that you can do with a shape builder. Just duplicate that quick while I'm here. Hold down Alt, Shift X, and there we go. Get my copy. I want to show you one other thing that you can do with a shape builder. So let's go over to the star, and I want to show you that you can actually make the shape builder work like an eraser. So let's go here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a circle. Let's take my ellipse and hold down Shift. I'll make a nice circle about the same size as I want here on the outer one. And I'm just going to go ahead and make another circle, and let's make that a different color. So it's a little easier to see. Make that like that tan color. And now I'm going to take that and move that. And again, I want to line these up because basically what I want to do is I want to take this little circle, overlap it on the big circle, and then I want to punch this circle out from here and like a cookie cutter, cut that out of there. So again, I can use my alignment, select both of those shapes. This time I'm going to do both. So align that one. I can see they're almost there. Hit this one, and they are centered perfectly. And now they're both selected. Go back over to my shape builder, and this time here's the difference. So it defaults to the plus, and if I drag that, it's just going to merge. Control Z, not what I want to do. But if I hold down the Alt key, it turns into a minus. So now when I click or click and drag, it's going to delete the part that I click on. So that's what I want to do. I want to delete the middle piece, and now go back to my selection tool, and you can see that I punched that center point out. So that's pretty easy to do. You can use the shape builder as something that combines multiple shapes together that are overlapping, or if you hold down that Alt key, you know, you can subtract parts that you don't want and use it basically like an eraser. So it's a pretty cool tool there. Go ahead and give that a try. Use your shape tools, use your alignment palette, and then when you have those overlapping or more complex shapes, you know, circles, triangles, a series of triangles, rectangles, see what you can do, see if you can figure out how to make these last couple parts of the puzzle here. This one might be a little tricky, but I bet you could figure it out. So have some fun with that, guys, and good luck using the shape tools in the shape builder. I'll see you in the next one.